Bad girl make you wine to the bass, nah nah. That thing we are go.
Welcome to my channel, guys.
Okay guys, I don't know if this is gonna be a talk through or a voiceover. I don't know what's happening with me. So I'm using, this is what I'm using. Okay, so I'm priming. Eyebrow pencil that I'm using, it's really cheap because I primed my face before doing my brows. It's really difficult to move the pencil. Yeah, it's just not something that I usually do. I don't think it's something I would recommend doing either. Yeah. Yeah, usually it's the first thing I do. Like, I would even do my brows before adding moisturizer, so I really don't know how I forgot to do this, but it really is making it so hard to manage. Remember, like, my brows weren't really popping before, you know? I could have gotten them waxed or so.
Now I'm cleaning up my brows with my NYX concealer in the shade Nutmeg. Then I'm misting a beauty sponge with some water and I'm using it to blend out the concealer that I just applied. Now I do this so that when I'm applying my eyeshadow later, it will be much smoother. Here, I'm spot correcting with my Fit Me concealer in Cocoa. Now, I'm applying it to the areas where I have breakouts or dark spots. So this concealer is very close to my skin color as I'm trying to even out my complexion. Now, if you don't have dark spots or breakouts, you could go ahead and skip this step. And I'm not blending it right away as I'm allowing it to dry down a bit. Now, this helps to give your concealer more coverage. So while I'm allowing that to dry down, I'm just going to go ahead and go in with the same concealer and apply it to my eyelids. Now I'm using this as my primer and I'm using the brush to blend it out. And after that, I'm going to go ahead with another sponge and blend it out again. It's all about blending, guys. Now that I've allowed it to dry down a bit, I'm just going to go ahead and blend out the concealer that I used for spot correcting earlier. Now I'm using a damp beauty blender and I'm just focusing on the areas around the spot that I created and I'm tapping very lightly, guys. Now I sped up the audio so it may look as if I'm really aggressive, but it's very light taps because I don't want to remove most of the product.
So guys, this is what we're using today.
Yeah.
And I've never used it. I had it for some time, but I've never used it. Yeah. So I really want to achieve this one palette look, so I'm only using these eyeshadows today. So if it's not here, I'm not using it. Okay. So I just.
Alright, So now I'm going in with the gold color from the palette, and I'm using this as my eyelid color. I'm applying it with an eyeshadow brush that I spritzed with some water, and this really helps the color to develop quickly. Now this step is really useful when you're using eyeshadows that are not very pigmented or they're not of a very high quality, which sounds like the one that I'm using right now. And this step also helps to reduce fallout. So yeah, this is a really useful step, I think. Now I'm going in with one of the two matte shadows in the palette, and it's the brown one, and I'm using it as my transition color. Now I'm using a blending brush to apply this, and I'm doing that because since the transition color is so much different from my eyelid color, I don't want it to be too harsh. So I'm using the blending brush to kind of create like a gradient, so to speak. And of course, guys, you know, blending is always the key. Blending, blending, and more blending. So for my outer crease area, I'm using the burgundy shimmer color from the palette. Now guys, this is the only burgundy color in the palette, even though it is called the Burgundy Bar. Like seriously. Anyways guys, I'm patting it in with a regular eyeshadow brush, and I'm really tapping it in. Now I'm thinking that I should have spritzed the brush with some water, but I didn't. So sis, I'm just gonna pat until I see some colors. So that's what I'm doing. As is customary, we're doing some more blending, guys. So I'm just using the blending brush to blend out the 3 different shadows so that it doesn't have any harsh lines. Yeah, guys.
Color that I use as clear, I'm just gonna put a little bit up here to like highlight. Just a little bit on this. It doesn't look too bad, right? Guys, come on. It doesn't look too bad. So I'm gonna do my foundation, which is so simple because I'm just using the NYX foundation. It's a bit dark for me, but like I said, guys, it's darker than my complexion. It's a little dark for me, so that means I won't be doing much contouring, right?
So now I'm using a damp beauty sponge to blend out the foundation. No, I'm not pressing too hard because I don't want to suck up too much of the product. No, I haven't been using this technique for a really long time. Maybe it's been over a month that I've been using a sponge to apply my foundation, and I must say that I really like the flawless look that it gives compared to when I use a brush. Now guys, if you haven't tried this technique, you should definitely try applying your makeup with a sponge. Remember guys, though, don't tap too hard on the sponge. Be gentle.
I'm using the same one that I did for my rose. I just love this look.
So the main thing that I did, guys, was finish doing my highlight, applied mascara, applied a cat line, And I'm really sorry that my battery had died, guys, but I am definitely going to link a video showing how I completed the look, or the technique that I used to complete the look. So it's going to be the same technique, maybe a different video. So yeah.
So I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope you like this